Holy shit, I fucking got you.
Are you sure about that?
So Titans Season 3, a show that at this point might as well just be a solo Nightwing show, since he is the only character who does stuff. I mean, let's look at the other Titans and see what they do. Gar does absolutely nothing until the final 2 episodes of the season, and even then, he is saying that he can't control his powers, despite having them since Season 1. And as well as that one of Season 2's plots was Dick trying to teach them to control their powers. The only time besides the final 2 episodes we see Gar use his power, is in the first fight of the season against Gizmo. And that's the same for every other member of the Titans besides Nightwing and Raven. They get their powers showed in the first fight, and then they do nothing until the final episode of the season, because at the end of the day, the show is still called Titans, not Nightwing. Now let's look at the plot of Titans Season 3. Season 3 starts with Joker killing Jason Todd, recreating the Death in the Family Batman comic.
Fuck the Joker.
Watch your language.
And it goes really well. Jason even gets a reward of getting his head bashed in by the Joker. Because of this, Bruce is in grief, so Dick gets Barbara Gordon, former Batgirl, to help him comfort Bruce. And it goes really well.
Father died from a heart attack after being frozen in a block of ice by a man wearing a fucking refrigerator suit.
Mr. Freeze.
I know who he is.
Definitely going really well. But anyway, the first episode of Season 3 is just Nightwing and Bruce talking about Jason's death. And that's the problem. The first episode of a Teen Titans show should set up a Teen Titans story, not a Batman story. Because half of the time it feels like I'm watching a Nightwing show, with members of the Titans there for fan service. And that's the second problem this season has. If you're making a show about the Teen Titans or any superhero group or just any group in general, every member should be there for a reason. If one member takes the spotlight, then it's not a Teen Titans show, it's a Batman, or in this case, a Nightwing show. Now let's talk about the main villains of Titans Season 3. So at the start of the second episode, we quickly get introduced to one of the main villains of Titans Season 3, Red Hood, who quickly makes a name for himself by taking over the Gotham underworld. Now obviously, if you are a DC fan, like me, you probably knew who Red Hood was straight away, but let's look at this from the perspective of someone who has never read a Batman comic or watched any of the films. Now if someone who is not a Batman fan watched Titans Season 3 Episode 2, they would probably be wondering who is Red Hood, so I'm pretty sure it was a surprise to everyone when this happened at the end of the episode.
Bruce always told me you were better than me with the toys.
Jason?
In living color. I got a new name now, though. You'll be hearing it a lot around here. Red Hood.
So Titans revealed who Red Hood is in the same episode they introduced him, which to any DC fan, it was not surprising that Red Hood was Jason. But by revealing that Red Hood was Jason, it takes away one of the major aspects of the Red Hood character. And even if they wanted to reveal who Red Hood was to the audience, they shouldn't have revealed it to the Titans. I mean, how hard would it have been to put a scene at the end of the episode, where Red Hood takes off his mask, revealing to the audience that Red Hood is Jason, without revealing it to the Titans? Another part of the character that Titans ruined is the fact that Red Hood is an anti-hero. He kills people, but only bad people like Joker. The Red Hood we see in the comics would never place a chest bomb on a good person and friend of his. So naturally, that is what he does, placing a chest bomb on Hawk, and telling Dove she can pull the trigger on him and kill him, or don't kill him and let Hawk die. So Dove pulls the trigger and this happens.
Go! Connor's got it! Done!
Oops. My bad. Looks like I gave you the detonator.
No.
Now let's talk about the more disappointing side of the season, Scarecrow.
I wasn't gonna mention this, but for cases like these, we've been using a consultant, like a profiler. And we've gotten good results, but you're not gonna like it.
Okay.
You're really not gonna like it. Scarecrow.
What?
Oh yeah, put the mask on.
Computer, does Batman have a dossier on all the high-level criminals in Gotham?
Affirmative.
Lovely. Is there a file labeled Crane, Jonathan, aka Scarecrow?
Oh come on, just put the mask on.
Play the file.
Addendum. Psych profile, Jonathan Crane. After a detailed study of Crane's criminal record, it is my opinion that Crane is one of the most pitiable among Gotham's violent criminals. A broken man without a voice, doomed to speak through others.
Oh come on, just put the mask on. Don't let Bruce insult you like that.
Jason. Finally home. Finally home. I see you lost the hood too. Good call. You know, the time for masks is over.
Wait, so Scarecrow isn't going to put on the mask? Well, at least we get to see Scarecrow use his fear. Wait, he doesn't even use it. He has a reverse version of the fear toxin instead. Who even are you? You're not Scarecrow, you're not Jonathan Crane, you're probably his brother, Jonas Crane, or the reverse Scarecrow. As for the Death in the Family story, that was actually really good. It gave us one of the best episodes in the season, that being episode 5.
Everything I've done is to help you, son.
I know.
What I brought you into, Robin, is tearing you apart. Wasn't fair of me to push you.
You didn't push me. I needed this.
The city does things to us. We can take the worst parts of ourselves and put them in control. Sometimes I think it's alive, like it has a will, and it wants us to destroy ourselves. I've lost too many people to Gotham. I won't lose you.
What you guys just saw was the best scene in the show and the perfect setup for the Death in the Family story. As well as that, the Death in the Family story also has the best ending of any story in the entire show.
He started it. I ended it.
Ended what, Bruce?
But you know what he was doing as I caved in his skull? He was laughing. He laughed at me because he won. You and Barbara were right. It's all a game I should have stopped playing a long time ago. It's over for me now. It's over. You see things I don't. You saw that Jason was in trouble, that he was involved in something. Because you cared more than I did. The city is yours now. You save it. Do what I couldn't. Be a better Batman.
But unfortunately, one good Batman story doesn't make up for the 2 Batman stories that Titans ruined. Oh, and the Blackfire story is just fan service, since the writers wanted to make Red Hood and Scarecrow the main villains instead of her.